for the 4th of July, you guys use the British way of saying the date, not the American way. Because the American way, you're like July 1st, July 2nd, July 3rd, 4th of July, July 5th.
Gentlemen, question number 1. Before it became a hallmark of Riverdance, or a fishing lure used for its erratic motion, what one-word term described short comedic performances tacked onto the ends of Elizabethan-era dramas, often bawdy and musical in nature? While you two think about that, welcome to the third, maybe, episode of the Evil Trivia Podcast, if we're counting in sequence. I'm not really sure if we are, but maybe. This is a trivia podcast where Leo and Trevor are going to be answering 8 questions that all have something in common, a certain hidden theme, hidden connection. If you want to play along, follow us over on our Patreon page at patreon.com/eviltrivia. All these questions are going to be posted. You can test yourself along with Leo and Trevor and make fun of them when they struggle with these very easy, very, very basic trivia questions. I think that's basically it. Leo, Trevor, do you guys have any sense of what the answer for this could be?
No.
I'll read it one more time.
Yeah, let's hear it again.
I'll read it one more time. Before it became a hallmark of Riverdance, or a fishing lure favored for its erratic motion, what one-word term described short comedic performances tacked on to the ends of Elizabethan-era dramas, often bawdy and musical in nature?
So I'm going to go ahead and say I don't know anything about Riverdance, so that's not going to help us. I also don't know anything about fishing, so really going to struggle with this question. I should know about Elizabethan theatre, but I don't know about this. Yeah, I was there.
All right, body and musical comedic performances, so something jester related or bard related. Let's come back to it, but
yeah, we're gonna have to come back to that one
there. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right, number 2. This is a sports one that you guys are gonna probably struggle with mightily, but when you get the theme, hopefully you can come back to this one. Number 2, what informal basketball strategy, popularized by coach Don Nelson in the late 80s and 90s, to target poor free throw shooters like Dennis Rodman, took part of its name from a dominant Lakers center known for his struggles at the line? I'll read it one more time. What informal basketball strategy, popularized by coach Don Nelson in the late 80s and early 90s to target poor free throw shooters like Dennis Rodman, took part of its name from a dominant Lakers center known for his struggles at the line?
Okay, so I don't know how your basketball knowledge is. Mine is medium at best, but I do happen to know of one center who played for the Lakers who was not very good at the free throw line, if that helps, and that is Shaq.
It's
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, it's definitely Shaquille O'Neal.
Is Shaq Attack a thing?
I mean, it's got to be, right? Shaq Attack. It's something about fouling.
Because basically was
fouling players.
Oh, okay. Because I thought the idea was that it was to put them off, right? Like the whole point is that the tactic was to target poor free throw shooters. Now, does that mean that they were targeting? Yeah. Okay. So you're saying they're targeting them with fouls, so that they're the ones who have to do the free throw. I see. Of course.
And it leads to a turnover. So you intentionally foul when a player who is a poor free throw shooter gets the ball. When you're on the defense, you would intentionally foul that player. They'd go to the line, they'd whiff their shots, and that gives you the chance for a rebound and a turnover to then be on the offense if you're going to struggle to stop other scoring techniques. What would you call that, though? Let's come back to it, but it's definitely something about fouling. But Shaq Attack is hilarious.
Yeah, but we also know
it's named in part.
Yeah, it's named in part for a dominant Lakers center. He's the only dominant Lakers center I know. So,
yeah. He had other nicknames about being a bad free throw shooter, though. So they may be deriving from that and not necessarily his name. All right, let's keep going. Let's come back to it.
All right, we are going to move along to question number 3. What American TV franchise launched in 1993 using repurposed footage from Japan's Super Sentai was initially rejected by every major US network until a last minute pitch led to a surprise hit that outsold Barney in merchandise by the end of its first year?
Oh, I got to hear that again.
What American TV franchise launched in 1993 using repurposed footage from Japan's Super Sentai was initially rejected by every major US network until a last minute pitch led to a surprise hit that outsold Barney in merchandise by the end of its first year?
So this is that game show. It's the wacky Japanese game show that's like Wipeout, where they run around.
What, Takeshi's Castle?
Yes. What'd you say?
I said Takeshi's Castle. I don't know if that's the right thing.
I think that is.
But here's the thing. My only issue with that is,
Yeah.
so we know it's an American TV franchise.
Mhm.
We also know that the Japanese thing was called Super Sentai, not Takeshi's Castle. So I don't know what
think it was. Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Because also, if Graham is telling us that it outsold Barney, I'm assuming that means Barney the dinosaur. So are we in the realm of children's television? This is a TV franchise launched in '93 using repurposed footage.
Oh.
So what on earth
Sentai.
could that be?
Is it like Dragon Ball Z? Is it the original Dragon Ball?
I guess maybe.
Repurposed footage. Is that what Dragon Ball is? Is that what Dragon Ball, the TV show,
I think
translated
I feel
to
like
in Japan?
I feel like Dragon Ball Z is its own named thing. Is it? I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I've never seen it.
No, it definitely went through a bunch of like localization to make it more palatable to the American audience.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be something where it's definitely targeted at kids, hence the comparison with Barney.
Yeah.
It's going to be something that feels like it could be Japanese originally. So it's going to be something that's like, what do they love over there? Like Godzilla and anime. So it's going to be something that Japanese, but repurposed footage. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Here's a thought. If it's repurposed footage, how would American audiences not just look at it and go, these are Japanese people? So it has to be that it's either not people or they're in costumes, right? So
that's why I'm thinking it's anime though, because then you would just dub over it and.
But that's not footage. But that's not repurposed footage. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like the phrase footage makes me think it's being recorded. I'm leaning down the line of something where it's like either people in costume or people in like vehicles or something, or like Power Rangers or something. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, Power Rangers is a great guess. All right, let's keep
going.
I'm not
but
sure. I
I'm not
like
sure.
Power Rangers. I like Power Rangers a lot. Okay, let's keep going.
We're going to move right along to question number 4. First proposed by a famous Russian scientist, what organizational system gained legitimacy when this scientist correctly predicted the existence of things not yet discovered? Number 4 again, first proposed by a famous Russian scientist, what organizational system gained legitimacy when this scientist correctly predicted the existence of things not yet discovered?
I'm gonna
sounds to me like the periodic table, right? Yeah.
Agreed,
yeah. It was Mendeleev, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds, and then he would have predicted other elements that that definitely fits. And I feel like table is such a good theme word.
Mm-hmm.
No love for periodic?
I mean, it could be, but I cannot think of a way in which that fits a theme. But I could be, maybe I'm being an idiot and missing periodic. I'll think of something.
Number 5, what term can describe both a decorative loop made from plants and an electrical wiring method in which devices are connected in sequence, often to the system's detriment? I have a feeling this is very much up Trevor's alley.
Sorry,
Leo, do you want
sorry.
to take a stab
I'll wait.
first?
Yeah, Leo, take a stab.
Well, okay, so I fell asleep in the second half of the question. But as soon as I saw Trevor put his hand up, I'm like, meh. But the first half with the plants, I was like, ooh, I like plants. A decorative loop of plants. I'm thinking like a wreath or something, but I don't know. What is it, Trevor? Put me out of my misery.
I feel fairly confident that we're making reference to daisy chains. The original
Oh,
thing being you would loop the daisies together to create a little crown, and a daisy chain is a
yeah.
way in which you sort of hackneyed connect various electronic devices, often in a way. I think originally, sort of the original daisy chain that was really disastrous was people using multiple surge protectors and power strips, plugging them in parallel, in sequence, not in parallel, in sequence, that would lead to a lot of like household fires and things like that. Before,
Interesting. I'm like looking around now. I'm like really hoping I haven't done that.
don't do
I
that.
don't have
You
enough
you
outlets. What am I supposed to do?
you can do it. You can. Here's the don't let any of the electricians or electrical engineers hear me say this. You can do it as long as you only use the amount of plugs that are on the first power strip. So if you plug one in and you plug something in, your TV, then you have to cover up one of the plugs on the original one. Like you can only use as many. Never mind. Cut for
You know what?
content.
I'm renting. I'm renting. It's fine. If I set the building on fire, I'm a renter. Who cares? All right. We're gonna move along to question number
Mhm.
6. What phrase, popularized by the book *The Wealth of Nations*, describes the unintended social benefits that can arise when individuals act in their own self-interest? A phrase popular despite only being mentioned once in the book. One more time. What phrase, popularized by the book *The Wealth of Nations*, describes the unintended social benefits that can arise when individuals act in their own self-interest? A phrase popular despite being only mentioned once in the book.
I mean, the only phrase that I know of relating to that book is the invisible hand, but I don't
Hmm.
think that's to do with. Isn't that the invisible hand of the free market? Not sure. I haven't read it.
It's Smith, right? What's his name?
Yeah, Adam Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Smith, and the whole thing is about sort of specialization, right? That you develop. It's the use of land and specialization in your workforce to create kind of advantages and imbalances. I mean, someone working in their own interest, it's probably not like, you know, immediate gratification or delayed, or instant gratification, but it's going to be something like, I don't know. We're definitely dancing around it. I think with the theme, we'll probably have a better shot at it. But
Okay.
let's
Yeah,
move on. Let's come back to it.
You're running out of runway to get the theme, so we'll move on to question 7.
Okay.
What character, introduced in 1819 by Washington Irving under the pseudonym Geoffrey Crayon, sleeps through the American Revolution after drinking with ghostly Dutch bowlers in the Catskills, and returns to find his beard a foot long, his dog gone, and King Charles signs replaced with George Washington? Number 7 again. What character, introduced in 1819 by Washington Irving under the pseudonym Geoffrey Crayon, sleeps through the American Revolution after drinking with ghostly Dutch bowlers in the Catskills, and returns to find his beard a foot long, his dog gone, and King George signs replaced with George Washington signs? That's 7.
I do know this, Trevor. If you
Okay,
don't,
phew. It's right on the edge of my brain, and I'm so glad you have it because I'd be really mad. Give me the name.
I do happen to know that this is Rip Van Winkle.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know where I know that from, but I've heard of the Rip Van Winkle story. I think he like gets drunk or something and then falls asleep. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my memory. Yes, after drinking. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. but I don't know anything more about it than that. I know nothing. This is like a very American story. I just remember hearing the name Rip Van Winkle and going, "What a weird name. What is this?" And then I must have at some point gathered that. But that gives us Rip. So surely
Rip
we've got
and
to get.
Van.
Oh, Van.
Rip,
True.
Rip
Van.
and Van.
And again, no love for Winkle.
Oh yeah, it's the theme is the first half of Famous Twins, right?
Yes,
That's it.
the Winklevoss.
Like the
Exactly.
Winklevoss.
Perfect.
All right, I'm gonna give you number 8. Hopefully, this one you guys get pretty quick. In 1966, Bob Dylan toured with his first electric band, the Hawks. After the tour, this band left Dylan and became stars in their own right, earning a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction in 1994. What is the name they went by from 1968 onwards? Number 8 again. In 1966, Bob Dylan toured with his first electric band, the Hawks. After the tour, this band left Dylan and became stars in their own right, earning a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction in 1994. What is the name they went by from 1968 and on?
So the only band I associate with Dylan is The Band.
Okay.
That's their name. So I know that they played with Dylan a lot, so I'm assuming this is them. Plus, band is such a general word that I feel like that's a good theme word. I mean, we've got a lot of good theme words. We've got things like power, table, chain, rip, band. So surely we've got to get something with those. We feel good about table. I feel good about band. What was chain? What was that one from?
Daisy Chain. That was the.
Oh, we feel good about
feel
chain.
really good about that.
So chain, table, band.
Oh, I think I know what. I think I know the hidden theme. If you want to take another shot at it,
Trevor.
Oh,
you ready,
I
Leo?
don't have it. Yeah. Tell me.
These are all types of saws: chainsaw, table saw, band saw.
So obviously the Irish dancing is a jig.
Jigsaw. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Jigsaw.
So what
jig,
is then?
The jig.
So we've got handsaw. So the invisible hand is correct.
Oh, beautiful. The invisible hand.
Wait. So Rip Van Winkle, Ripsaw, Van saw. What's the?
Yeah. Van Winkle saw.
It's a winkle saw. It's a winkle saw. Sorry,
it was winkle saw the whole time. We're gonna say rip saw. That one I don't know. What was the
other one we're missing
question?
is the basketball. It's the basketball one. So it's Shaq, something with Shaq maybe. Okay, what other types of saws are there?
I know.
Seesaw.
Seesaw? Hacking.
Oh.
Hacking.
So
Shaq hack.
Okay.
Something like that is what I'm going to go with.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. So we've got hacksaw, jigsaw, power saw, table saw, chainsaw, handsaw, ripsaw, band saw.
Let me go through the questions in order. So number 1 was you guys think it's jig, fishing lure, and the hallmark of Riverdance. Number 2, you guys have said Shack Hack. Number 3, the American TV franchise. Do you want to lock down a guess for that?
I feel like Power Rangers gives us Power Saw, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know it for sure. I just sort of think it.
So 3, you think Power Rangers. 4, you have guessed the periodic table. 5, you have guessed Daisy Chain. 6, you have guessed the invisible hand. 7, you have guessed Rip Van Winkle. And 8, you have guessed the band.
And I will just say that the only saw that we haven't gotten in anywhere is seesaw, S-E-E. So unless one of them is seesaw, otherwise I think I feel pretty confident.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Whether it's shack hack is not a term that's immediately jumping to mind, but hacking definitely is a term that feels familiar in the context of basketball.
It sounds right to me.
All right, if you guys are
I'm good to go with it. Let's
I will
lock
tell
in.
you, out of a possible 10 points, how would I grade this? I would probably give you 9.5 points.
Ooh.
Because I will give you a half a point for Shack Hack. The answer I was looking for there is called Hack a Shack. Hack a Shack.
Fair enough.
I thought
Fair
about
enough.
giving a hint that it was like a doubly hyphenated term.
Fair enough.
But other than that, you guys nailed it. You got the theme, and then were able to kind of work your way back. So number one was jig. As we go through these, by the way, I'm going to ask you to describe what these saws look like. See if your saw knowledge is up there. So what do you guys think a jigsaw looks like?
I think it's got loads of little blades in different shapes, and putting it together is a nightmare. That's yeah.
Wait.
Wait, where's the sound? Where's the sound?
No, please let the sound die. A jig. Well, a jig is meant to hold or like create a guide by which you make a cut. And so I'm going to say that a jigsaw attaches itself. It's like an apparatus that attaches so that you can guide
You're not too far off, and I'm not going to... I guess I could share my screen. I'm not going to share my screen. Yeah, it's
no,
like...
please. We know what other tabs you have open on that.
Yeah, it looks like an electric whisk, like a handheld whisk, and then on the end of it, instead of it being a whisk, there's like a very thin saw blade that comes out. But there is like a guide, like sort of where your hand is, or where the saw blade is. So I'll give you credit for that. I have nothing interesting to say about jigs. I was going to ask Leo to do his best Irish jig right now for the world to see.
I truly think that if I am on camera attempting Irish dancing as a deeply English person, this will reignite the troubles single-handedly. So
you're going to get deported.
I'm going to go ahead
and kick off the troubles.
Isn't like calling it the troubles also kicking off the troubles?
Okay, you know what? I want to go on the record as saying I deeply respect Irish people and their culture.
I don't. I have no respect for them. Absolutely not.
That's not what you said to us last night, Leo.
Yeah, get a couple drinks.
You're trying to get me really cancelled by the Irish.
Get a couple drinks and immediately it starts going off. Here's what I will ask you guys though. Do you guys and this what did come up in trivia not too long ago, but do you guys remember like the origins of jigsaw puzzles, like why they were invented or anything of that sort?
I have a vague memory that isn't it to do with a teacher who wanted his students to like put maps together correcally or something like that.
Yeah, it was a geography teaching tool. Exactly. I forget exactly how we asked it. And maybe I'll even try to find it. It's really good podcasting.
This is the great thing is that we can just cut out all the dead air.
Yeah. So the question it was April 1st, and it was cartographer John Spilsbury invented what type of toy/activity? Whoops, it went away.
Oh no! But is this the same? Is this the same guy who invented the Doughboy? Where's the sound?
Invented what type of toy/activity when he wanted to design a way for geography students to assemble countries on a map. This thing gets its name from the tool he used to make it. So yes, jigsaw puzzles. And the hidden theme that week was Jokers, Jesters, and Clowns. Yeah, Jigsaw from the Saw franchise. Number 2, you guys said Shack Hack. I'm assuming we're going to get some people that say something similar, and I think a half a point there will be a fine way to deal with that.
Yeah.
But yes, Hack a Shack. We might add the doubly hyphenated thing. I'm not sure. You guys had the concept right away. So basically, Trevor was right. It causes a turnover essentially if the guy who has the ball, if you're in the bonus and he goes to the line on the floor when you foul him, he doesn't need to be going up for a shot. You just kind of make it impossible for him to shoot, and then he has to go to the line. So Dennis Rodman has like a career free throw percentage like I think below 50%. So you really had like if you were down in the game, you really had like pretty good odds to use this strategy. It wasn't technically illegal. It forced the NBA to change its rules. They began to institute like the away from play foul, so giving the team that had the foul the free throw, they would get the ball after the free throws. So that's kind of what they tried to do to like get away from that. It led to like absurd foul totals in single quarters. In 2016, the Rockets fouled Andre Drummond 5 times in the first 11 seconds of the third quarter. In a 2016 game, also Andre Drummond missed 23 free throws, the most ever in a game. But here's the thing about the strategy and that game: the team still won by double digits. So it's like it was mostly a strategy teams used. If they were trailing, right? Like if things were working, they would just keep things going in the game as the way it was. Unfortunately, my Sixers lost the playoff series because of a hack a Ben strategy for Ben Simmons. And it was like, it got so bad that at the end of the series, he like demanded a trade from the team because the teammates and the fans were like, this guy stinks.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah. And then he went to the Brooklyn Nets, and he also had a rough go of it with the hack-a-ben thing. Just really bad shooter.
Sorry, Nets.
What does a hacksaw look like?
It's like not a real saw. It's like a fake saw. Like it's pretending to be a saw, but it's a fake saw. Give me that noise! Give it to me!
No. Womp womp.
I'm gonna do one of those for every single saw.
I like it. What does a hacksaw look like?
A hacksaw is the one that has 2 handles, so that you can go back and forth.
No, I mean, I think every saw kind of goes back and forth in some way.
Meaning,
but
like
no,
it can be operated by
that's
2
wrong.
people. No.
No.
Is it just a standard, like handsaw? What we think of as being a straight saw?
No. So a hacksaw. Picture a trapezoid.
Oh, wait. The hacksaw is the one where the saw is just the band at the bottom. It's like a wire that goes over a frame.
Yeah,
or goes under a frame. There we go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was going to say picture a trapezoid and the bottom of the trapezoid, and there's nothing in the middle and on top. Yeah, exactly. That's a hacksaw. Number 3 was the American TV franchise. You guys got pretty quickly that this is Super Sentai. Power Rangers. It was like initially rejected by all these networks, and they finally Fox was the one that said, okay, let's try this out. They repurposed some old footage. Leo, you're exactly right that they can repurpose footage because they had the masks on, and the big fight scenes are kind of what kids wanted to watch. Can you name the original 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Power Rangers?
Like Red. Their character's name or the colors?
No, the colors. The colors.
Red for sure.
Pink, yellow, green, blue, black. Green shows up later. Green showed up to my birthday party.
So you think it's red, blue, yellow, pink, and black?
Correct.
I would be happy with that guess.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Well done.
It's
funny because
green and white came later. The original 5 you got. Yeah. You guys got.
I feel like Power Rangers was a bit before my time, so it makes sense that Trevor knows it.
Yeah, for sure. Big fan of the Power Rangers.
Fun fact about Power Rangers is that a real dinosaur was named after a Power Rangers villain briefly. In 2006, paleontologists named a newly discovered dinosaur species Dracorex hogwartsia, but one was briefly nicknamed Rita Repulsor in early drafts in reference to Rita Repulsor from Power Rangers. Now that I'm reading that out loud, that really does sound like a Harry Potter reference.
It totally
First one. Yeah. Well, maybe did it start as a Power Rangers reference and then became or a different one became, because there are multiple species that have been named after Harry Potter species.
It is named after the Harry Potter franchise's Hogwarts Academy.
Yeah,
there you go.
And I know there's another one. There's a wasp that's like a Dementor wasp or something. I know there's a bunch of species that have been named after fictional things.
Very
But yeah,
cool.
I guess it was initially referred to as Rita Repulsa, which is a Power Rangers villain.
Cool.
What does a power saw look like?
Ooh, so
This is where it's really funny when, like, you know, we're such like New Yorkers, like outside of the world of manual labor, and Trevor has his jacuzzi and
Yeah, I'll tell you,
real
my
real throwback to the
hands,
last episode.
my hands look like this, so that your hands can look like that. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, hardcore manual labor over here.
Man of the people.
oh
Yeah, no, I used to think that manual labor was just like a Mexican singer. So
Oh my god.
and we're gotta cut that out.
why? Why would
what
you? Okay,
what
wait.
does a power what does a
sword.
power saw look like?
Okay, is it like a power bottom where like you are a saw? But I don't have a joke for this one. I don't have anything for it.
Oh my god.
Trevor, what does the power saw look like?
Man. I don't know that I know. I it's not a bandsaw or a table saw.
I feel like it's got to be like something where you don't have to manually do the back and forth. It's like doing it for you somehow.
Yeah, but that's the case with the bandsaw and the table saw.
Is the power saw the
Is
one
the
that goes
oh
circular?
I think the circular saw where you pull it down. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
That
it's
would
a
be the guess.
it's a handheld saw with a circular blade. That's a power saw. Number 4, you guys got this very, very quickly. This is the periodic table, the Russian scientist. We could probably nerd out on the periodic table for a very long time. Before I go into my stuff, do you guys have any good facts or fun things about the periodic table that you want to share with the class? I can start.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you guys know which element's name comes from a mythical creature blamed for tricking German miners with poisonous ore? You might also be able to get this from D&D.
Okay, wait. Is this yes, Cobalt?
Exactly.
Cobalt,
Well
nice.
done.
Ooh,
Cobalts,
great shout out.
For ores that look like silver but gave off poisonous fumes. They blamed
Now,
Russian
is it
spirits.
When you say German miners, are we talking about underground or young people?
Yeah, young people, exactly. German toddlers.
German miners.
And this is really getting gratuitous at this point. Okay, what does a table saw look like?
Table
it's
saw.
It's a table.
Table saw.
Right? I mean,
has a
That's not even a joke. That's just a guess.
Has a circular. Oh my god.
This is the worst. This is the worst podcast that's ever been recorded in the history of time.
Oh no! We know it's not.
We've had a very good round. It's a very good round. I'm going to be banning the drum button for future episodes.
You don't have the power to ban the drum button.
What are you guys going to do? Trivia back and forth to each other?
That's kind of what we do when we hang out.
Yeah,
it's kind of what me and Leo do when we hang out.
Exactly. I mean, to be fair, it is midnight for me. I'm allowed to be delirious. You guys are not.
That's very, very true. All right. Well,
ask me the question again. Ask what a table saw is again.
What is a table saw?
The table saw, I believe, is the circular blade that's in the table, and you're able to pass things across it, as opposed to the bandsaw, which is similar but different. We'll get to that when we get to question 8.
That is exactly right. Yeah, and then obviously the thing about the periodic table is the model allows you to just be like, oh yeah, this is how many atoms this should have, and like it's the atomic weight and stuff like that. And yeah, and I mean, initially it had like different organizational things. Like it was organized by like how the elements like behaved, but then it was organized in kind of the way we know it as today. 5 was the daisy chain thing, and Trevor, you got this one very quickly. Electrical wiring methods and stuff like that. And yeah, it was the decorative loop comes like back to like Celtic rituals where daisy chains were part of a protective charms for children, placed under pillows to ward off nightmares, or woven around cradles. What does a chainsaw look like? Let's see if you guys can get this very, very difficult one. Leo, what does a chainsaw look like?
Okay. Do I have anything? Like? Do I have anything good for this one? I don't think I do. A chainsaw. No, I mean, this is the only one I know because when the people are working on my garden, I see them using it. So
unbelievable.
Are you going to cut that out as well?
Absolutely not. No, I'm gonna edit that to the top of the episode, and then we're gonna hate watch it.
Today on Evil Trivia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you guys know what a chainsaw is. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's obviously the blade is a chain spinning around, a fixed piece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 6 was The Wealth of Nations. You guys got this one quickly and then maybe started trying to talk yourselves out of it. The invisible hand does refer to like social benefits that arise when people act in their own self-interest. The invisible hand being like, this force that is going to guide society forward, even if people are doing something selfishly. It was only used once in the book, which is kind of interesting. Do you guys have any idea where it comes from?
The invisible hand?
Yeah, what is it? Where
the imagery, you mean?
Yeah.
Is it a biblical reference?
No. I think you can probably guess this one.
Suss it out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Leo,
an invisible hand. So it's like some like giant invisible thing that has a guiding hand.
I will tell you, it's a literary reference. Like, where does it come
from? Shakespeare?
It comes from Shakespeare, as most
things.
If
it's not the Bible, it's Shakespeare, right?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Wait.
Okay, hang on. Hang on. So then I think I might have it. Is it The Tempest?
That's what I was going to say too. Oh
no! Yeah. I'll read you where it comes from. It comes from the title character. Be innocent of the knowledge, jeerest Chuck. Till thou applaud the deed, come sealing night. Scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand, cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. I'll stop there.
Macbeth.
Yeah, it's Macbeth. How did you get Macbeth?
Because it's that speech. I don't remember it by heart or anything, but it's like it sounds like it's trying to. It's either Lady Macbeth telling Macbeth, or maybe him telling himself to like, you've got to go and kill the king. Like, you've got to do this. That's what it sounds like it's talking about.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Act 3, Scene 2. So it's like kind of right in the middle there.
That's interesting. I never knew the invisible hand was a Shakespeare reference.
Yeah. I mean, obviously a much different thematic reference. But yeah, he also used the term the invisible hand in his an earlier book, The Theory of Moral Sentiments, in a completely different context about divine intervention guiding individuals toward beneficial behavior. So like slightly different. But it's a phrase that he like kind of used before, and historians think that he got it from. He was probably very familiar with Shakespeare as like a philosopher and writer. What's super interesting to me about Adam Smith and this invisible hand thing and like laissez-faire economics sort of generally is that Smith believed in government regulation. So he was like openly critical of monopolies, corporations, and employers colluding with suppress wages. And like modern interpretations of some of his things are that invisible hand is like complete, hands off of the economy, and everything will work out right if people act in their own self-interests, yada yada yada. Which I kind of find interesting because as the capitalism discourse in America is very divisive, and on one side, on the very pro-capitalist side, you have this thing that is actually quite critical the overall kind of platform, which I personally just kind of find interesting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I feel like it happens often where, writers' ideas are taken completely out of context and away from. I mean, another good example of that is Machiavelli when he wrote The Prince, and now we associate Machiavellian with being like evil and sneaky and all this stuff because in The Prince sometimes he occasionally says something that's like, you should be a little bit clever and
manipulative.
Yeah, but he also it's possible he wrote the entire thing as a joke because he was, I can't remember the details, but like he had to write it or something and he didn't want to because it was a dedication to, I want to say, Borgia, one of the Borgias, and he didn't want to write it, and so maybe the whole thing. So there's a theory that the whole thing is actually bad advice because he had to. He was commissioned to write it, and he didn't want to, and it was so it's all bad. But anyway, yeah. So, but context gets lost.
Yeah,
because
the quote often people say is "It's better to be feared than loved," but like, isn't the fuller context of the quote that like if you can be loved, that's great, it's like is it,
like you want to pursue being loved, but if you can't be loved, then at least be feared.
Like in my head, I feel like that's like kind of the common misinterpretation of the thing. Like you would rather have people fear you than love you. I don't know, Leo. Do you remember?
I don't. I remember that quote is in there, but I don't remember. I know there's more context. Same with the ends justify the means is in there. But I can't remember. There's all definitely more context. I did read The Prince once, but I have forgotten it by now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, it's just like fear alone can be dangerous and unsustainable for leadership. And then, like, I don't know, I'm seeing Yale.edu is saying, no, Machiavelli did not say it's better to be feared than loved.
Yeah.
Random truism.
My favorite truism from that, the retelling, is, of course, the great Michael Scott's I want people to be afraid of how much they love me from The
Office. What does a handsaw look like?
That is the classic one-handled straight blade.
Yeah, like the thicker blade type thing.
That's the one you rely on, if your date goes badly, you can always just use the hand. So, yeah.
God damn.
Sorry, I'm just looking for
it's tubular in it.
Wait, hold on. I'm just looking for the... Just give me a second, guys. I'm looking for the... Hold on. Just give me a second.
Just while Trevor's doing this action.
Just give me a second. Oh. There we go. Well done.
We have no respect for our audience.
We're gonna cut that whole thing. We're gonna cut the whole thing.
Absolutely not. Evil trivia is us messing with people. I mean, I think every time new people come to trivia, they're like, "That was really hard." Like, and you guys are very sneaky.
You guys are assholes.
Yeah, well, it is called evil trivia. Like, we are trying to mess with you. It's my favorite.
We're here to bum you out a little bit.
My favorite thing to say is it's as close to torture as the Geneva Convention will allow.
That's a great tagline for the podcast.
Yeah, it's a great tagline.
You should say that we abide by the Genoa Convention, and the three of us went to Genoa and just created our own convention.
We wrote our own convention,
which is just like we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Oh, gosh.
Question number 7.
Number 7 was what character introduced in 1819 to Washington Irving? That was Rip Van Winkle. Leo, you pulled that out of nowhere and got it right. Nailed it. Ripsaw. What is a ripsaw?
Not much. What's a ripsaw with you? No, I don't have one for that.
God damn it.
This is like this is so not my area of expertise. So I'm just so lost.
I'll cut to the chase a little bit and put you guys out of your misery. As far as I can tell, a ripsaw and a handsaw are like the same thing. I mean, the picture I have of a ripsaw, like, it looks like maybe the handle is a little bit smaller and the blade's a little bit bigger. Like, it doesn't, like, the handle doesn't go all the way down to the heel of the blade. But I don't know if that's just the specific picture I have or if that's, like a thing about handsaws versus ripsaws. This was the first American short story to become internationally famous by a lot of accounts.
Ooh,
So
okay.
like it really
Wow.
helps like establish American literature as like a respectable cultural export, which I think is just very interesting because like now we think about American culture as like one of our main exports to the world in terms of like Hollywood and music and stuff like that. And obviously, we have like industry built out around cultural exports, like via media and stuff. And to think about this one being one of the first ones is super interesting. And also, not even Washington Irving's most famous work. Do you guys know which one that is?
Didn't he do like the Headless Horseman or something like that?
Yeah,
Sleepy Hollow, something like that.
Yeah, The
Yeah,
Legend
Hollow,
of Sleepy
nice.
Hollow.
yeah.
I think the full title is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Maybe. Yeah.
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Very cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you read this story, Graham? Rip Van Winkle.
I have not read Rip Van Winkle. Why?
Okay,
Mm-mm.
I'm wondering, like, because that when you described it about how he falls asleep and then he wakes up after everything's changed, I was wondering whether it's meant to be an analogy for something or like what the tone of the story is. Is it comedic or tragic? And the reason I'm thinking is there's this wonderful German film called Goodbye Lenin, in which a woman who's like she's in East Berlin, she's super pro East Berlin and like the Soviet Union, and she falls into a coma, and then the wall comes down and the USSR is disbanded, and then she's in hospital and she wakes up and her son is told before she wakes up if she suffers any major shocks she could go back into a coma, and so he has to then pretend that the wall hasn't fallen, and it's a really sweet comedy, very wholesome comedy, and I'm just wondering if the tone is the same.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the tone. It seems like a lot of the stuff I'm seeing is the tone is just about like how quickly political situations can change and how kind of fickle countries are.
Mm,
I
Sure.
think I'm not going to be able to skim the entire Wikipedia page
yeah.
live, but I will say there is a great Wikipedia article or a category page for Rip Van Winkle type stories, and Goodbye Lenin is on there. So good job connecting the
Good
dots
shout.
there.
The other
Yeah,
thing
exactly.
about the American Revolution that I was thinking about recently, because obviously we just had at some point recently, depending on when this is released, July 4th, and I saw this
July
thing about
4th. What
how
is that? Is that a significant day, Leo? Is there a name for that day?
I also love that you guys for the 4th of July, you guys use the British way of saying the date, not the American way. Because the American way, you're like first July 1st, July 2nd, July 3rd, 4th of July, July 5th, and it's like you reserve that one thing, the one British way for the like one day. Yeah. Um, but no, the thing I was thinking recently was I hadn't quite realized how young some of the founding fathers were. Insane.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
Alexander
incredibly
Hamilton
young.
was 21, Aaron Burr was
Mm.
20.
Yeah, they're
Like
little
Jesus.
idiots. Yep.
I got to go and found.
Wealthy landowners.
Yeah, I got to go and found a country.
Yeah,
Should
exactly.
we
Sound
found the country together? Should we like get like a an oil rig like in the North Sea and claim that it's our own country?
Isn't that a country that exists?
There is one. I think it's not recognized as a country, but it's called like
Sure.
Sealandia or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
there are rules around. This is maybe going to get cut for content, although we're moving through pretty quickly. But there's like 5 rules for being recognized as a country by the UN. You do have to have land. You have to have a population that lives there, and you have to have open, like recognized negotiations with other countries, like an
Mm.
embassy, an official sort of.
that's
And
four.
I know there's one more that I'm blanking on.
I
But
mean,
so listen, we could get there. That's the story of South Sudan, right? Where that guy has come in and claimed the unclaimed land between, or North Sudan, sorry, North Sudan, where he's claimed the land between Sudan and, oh gosh, I'm trying to think about where what the other country is.
yeah. I mean, I
And
think something else that's kind of interesting is like the difference between like sovereign and autonomous. Like a Map Men did something kind of interesting about this. You guys know the difference between sovereign and autonomous?
I don't know the technical difference. No, autonomous I know means like self-governing to an extent, right? Like you can have autonomous regions, but sovereign is like internationally recognized or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Sovereign is fully independent. Autonomous is self-governing, but not fully independent. But you can be sovereign but not autonomous, like a
Okay.
puppet state, like France under Nazi influence, and you can be autonomous but not sovereign, like Hong Kong
Okay.
under so it's kind of an
How
interesting
interesting.
thing. And like
Yeah.
the Map Men whole thing is like to be a country you must be sovereign and autonomous. And then I think the UN stuff, having land,
Yeah.
population, that kind of stuff is also
How interesting.
kind of important. They have a great episode on like how many countries are there, which seems like a
Yeah.
very, very simple question, but actually it massively depends on how you answer it, and or how you qualify what a country is, and also how you qualify what a country is really makes sort of your geopolitics very like interesting. Because if you say, oh,
Yeah.
this place is a country, but this place isn't, yeah, it's like hard to like have
Hey,
a defined rule.
I have two fun little trivia questions that are coming off of this as a tangent. One is,
Yeah.
can you either of you name a world organization that has more member countries than the UN does?
Ooh, FIFA.
Yes, FIFA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, because
how interesting.
they recognize some countries that the UN doesn't, but also there's examples like the UK, England, Scotland, Wales. They all play their football separately, but for the UN, it's the UK. And I know
Got
I've
it.
asked you guys this one before, so you may remember it. What is the only country that has an embassy to another country on its own soil?
Ooh, say that again. I don't actually know if I remember this.
So there's only one example that I believe in the world where country A has an embassy to country B, but the embassy is on country A's soil.
Is it like Vatican City
I know
and
Vatican City would be the.
Italy?
It's exactly right.
Okay.
Italy's embassy to the Vatican City is in Rome, not in the Vatican City.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking it has to be a really small place.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean
That's
that's
super interesting.
exactly,
Yeah.
but it's a fun little fact.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
All right, and then finally, number 8 was about the band. The band being Bob Dylan's backing band, and we all saw the movie, and you know his move to electric was very controversial and everything like that. And this was the band that kind of backed him. They are featured in the movie as like this. I think he finds them in somewhere in like Greenwich Village or something. I'm not sure how true that is. I could have looked it up, but I didn't. They had a house that they recorded a lot of their music up called Big Pink up in Woodstock, coming back to like the Catskills kind of stuff, which I thought was super interesting before the big famous 1969 Woodstock thing. So just like even before that festival, Woodstock was kind of a hotbed for great music. Scorsese did a documentary about the band, about what was supposedly going to be their last show. They ended up coming back for a little stint after, but it was called The Last Waltz. And it has my favorite, like pre-title opening card. You know, like a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away is my favorite of anything. It just says, "This film should be played loud!" Exclamation point. Which I think is really
Oh, I
really
love
fun.
that. That's
That
so
Yeah.
is.
good.
That's.
And he did it in the 70s, which is like Scorsese, like kind of at the height of his directorial auteur power, stops and does little music documentaries. I believe he also did a Bob Dylan documentary. And finally, what does a bandsaw look like?
A bandsaw is kind of like a table saw, except in that it's a large apparatus. But the saw is a um, almost like a chainsaw, where it's a band that's moving in a singular direction, or like perpendicular to the table, and so you're able to pass things through it. But the band in question is the actual saw that gets rotated around some other axis.
You are 100% right. You know, it's what's kind of funny is did not realize a bandsaw was, and it makes sense because it's called a bandsaw, but I always thought that it was the saw blade just kind of moving up and down really
Right.
fast.
But no,
But
it's
no,
moving in a
it
single
is
direction.
rotating around, and that's obviously why they have that big bottom.
Mhm.
They have a big, sort of wheel at the bottom and big wheel at the top, and that's why it's such a big apparatus.
Mhm.
See,
I used the
see,
bandsaw in wood shop class in middle school, and I can't believe I still have all of my fingers.
see. We don't have band saws here because they've all been prohibited. Hence the name.
I thought you were going to make a joke about how you saw a band play the other night, and I don't know anything about band saw, but a
But I
band I
saw a band.
saw,
Yeah, yeah.
a band I saw at the pub down the other night was
The
really great.
I'm gonna write. You know what? I'm gonna write that one down for next time. Yeah.
a question that I cut from the round is number 9. What stage name was originally prefixed by Lil when this rapper debuted at age 13 with the Beware of Dog album, later dropping the Lil as he matured and eventually appearing in films like Mike and Fast and Furious
Bow
Tokyo
Wow,
Drift?
Lil Bow Wow.
I just like that he dropped the Lil. Like, Lil Wayne is still Lil Wayne. But I
Yeah,
like that one day Bow Wow was like, it's time
I'm a
to grow
normal
up.
sized Bow Wow. Yeah, I'm a normal
Yeah.
adult sized Bow Wow. What, you
You should
think I'm
do
small?
old Bow Wow in a few years, and
Big Bow Wow.
yeah.
And so that's
Mature Bow Wow.
a bow saw.
It's a bow saw,
Bow
yeah.
saw.
So also a little bit
Mm.
mean on the heteronym there, but
But you didn't want to do seesaw. I don't know if there is anything for C,
well,
like
I
the
didn't
Holy
do
See or something.
I didn't do seesaw only because that is not like a like an
Yeah.
actual like
Okay.
sawing thing. I
Actual
didn't
saw.
I didn't
Yeah.
want it to be I didn't want it to be blank saw. I wanted it to be like types of saws. I kind of like because
Sure.
we do a lot of like blank word,
Yeah.
and I
Mm.
I
I
felt
think
like there
I
were
think
enough to keep them in the types of saws
I think your
region. I
way is
mean,
better.
most of these are blank saw anyway.
By the way, I have an idea for you
Mhm.
that is going to make everyone at trivia hate you so much, which
Wonderful.
is that the music round should be covers of songs on the musical saw. Have you ever heard a musical saw?
No.
Oh,
It's
it's
god awful.
it's so painful. You might have heard someone do like busking in the subway with it. It is awful. It's like a little bendy thing. Look up a picture. I wonder if you'll recognize it.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm definitely going to release this episode because then people can say, it was Leo's fault that we did this.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
Horrendous. Oh my god, this looks terrible.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
literally like
so
it's like
bad.
yeah, it's like a saw blade with and then you play it with a bow. Yeah, it's truly awful. And if you did covers of songs on that, I think people's ears would bleed. Like it's
Yeah.
so bad.
So I mean, we're in a kind of a fun spot because it's as the time of recording, it's Sunday. This is trivia going to be up for Tuesday, and I'm trying to think about like what are the other rounds I could do. So with our last couple of minutes, I want to talk. I'm going to give people a peek behind the curtain. We might not use some of these. We might use some of these. I think it could be kind of fun. So I'm thinking for the puzzle, I was trying to think of like seeing something.
Mhm.
So maybe like famous shots of like characters looking through telescopes, or like famous reaction shots. Like what are they looking at?
Yeah.
In films. I know we've tried the reaction shot thing before. I can't remember if it like actually worked out or not. Oh, this is a fun one. For round 2, I'm gonna try to do something called bandsaw. Musical artists will be hidden in each answer and then matched to the image of the
Cool.
musical artist. And the reason I'm calling it bandsaw is because these musical artists are being sawed between two words. So like
Nice.
Shake Shack
Very
has
cool.
has Kesha in it from Kesha. So I think
Wow.
I'm gonna try to get to 8 of these. I really hope I can get to 8. If I can't, we won't use it. But I'm hoping I can get to 8 bandsaw things. I have Bow and Yang. Enya is in Bow and Yang.
Nice.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get to 8 of those for
Oh, that
round
must be.
2.
I'm gonna be thinking about this.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's gonna give us a nosebleed.
It's gonna have to be a lot of like one word things, but I
Sure.
think bands are fine, or like one word like
Share.
artists.
Yeah.
So Cher, I found Zach Ertz, former Eagles player, probably too niche. I don't have a round 2 visual yet. For the fill-in, I think I'm going to do chainsaw, which is a phrase ladder chain.
Yeah.
So
cool.
it might take me a long time to like come up with exactly what it is, but like
Yeah.
carbon tax, tax credit, credit card, card game, Game Boy, Boy George, George Lucas, Lucas Oil, Oil Well. If I can get to like maybe 10
Very cool.
good ones, and then each one will have a very light hint, and you just write the each 2-word phrase. And then for round 3, I think it would be kind of fun is to do a round called Sawed Up, and I give at the bottom of the paper a bunch of 2 to 3 letter like chunks, or maybe like 2 to 4 letter lexical chunks, and we'll say all of these letters will be used in order in the chunk that they're in, as like an additional kind of like way to check through your answer. So
Cool.
you know, if you saw the letters K-E and S-H-A in the bottom, and you're like, oh, I think this is Kesha. I mean, we wouldn't do Kesha because it was in the other round. Then we can, you know, it's sawed up answers. I thought about doing one where we actually printed out little things and we gave them and they could fiddle around like we did with the Scrabble, but I don't think we have time for that. And then the other music idea I had, if we don't want to torture them with music saw, is called Cut, and it's a finish the lyric type thing. So I cut at a thing and I write down the number of lyrics, the number of words you need to get after that. You have to write that down, and it's a finish the lyric thing. And then for
Much
the final
better
challenge,
idea.
Much better idea.
For the final challenge, I think I'm gonna do saw what, like say what, and we're gonna bring like noise canceling headphones in, play music on them, and they have to do a lip reading challenge between 2 teammates.
Love it.
I think those are all great ideas. I was wondering if you were going to give each team a jigsaw to solve as their final challenge. But it's just like a white jigsaw. There's like nothing on it.
I thought about it, and you could print it out, but I don't have time to print out.
Yeah, and then cut them
and cut them 40 different jigsaw pieces. So
that'd be a lot.
We'll save that for next time. We could order like jigsaw puzzle, like they're probably not very expensive, or like a lot of custom jigsaw puzzle things, and we could do it for a future trivia round. But
we did that for trivia, not for trivia, but for the murder mystery. We bought a small all white jigsaw puzzle, and I do think it was fairly reasonably priced.
So the only thing you're missing is then the second visual round.
Exactly.
I wonder, what could you do for that?
Yeah, saw. I don't know. I mean, part of me, it would be too mean, but part of me like wants to do what you guys just had to go through, which is like naming types of saws, but that's far too same.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, we will let that hang as a mystery for the audience. And
what do we end up doing?
What do we end up doing? Again, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Patreon. If you're in New York, come out to St. Timothy's, come out to Radagast. St. Timothy's if you're in the East Village, Radagast in Williamsburg. Follow us there. Keep it tuned here for more updates, and we're excited for the next one.
Thank you for trivia, Graham. That was a great round. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Graham.
Yeah,
Loved
thank
it.
you to both of our listeners.
Hi, Mom.
And
hi, Bashir.
Hi, Trevor's mom. Good to see you again.
Definitely not hi to my mom. She's not listening.
No.
All right, good stuff, guys. Till next time.